All right. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Culture Podcast. My name is Brandon. I'm your host today. And I got my boy back in the building with me. It's Deli for a part 2 for the episode.
How y'all doing?
All right. Thank you for coming. Coming back.
Appreciate you for having me.
There we go. Always. So, 2021, we coming down to the final 2 months of the year. So much for me. So much has happened this year. I've grown a lot. So much I wanted, like goals and stuff I was getting ready to do, and still trying to, focus on that. But what are some things this year? What are you for you? Just to start off, like, what are some things you wanna or you learn from this year? What are some life lessons?
Stop letting your past back into your future, into your present. Stop letting that past. Let the past go.
Right.
That's what I learned.
Okay.
That's what I've been learning.
Mm-hmm.
Just let all of that
the past back into the future.
Yeah, because it didn't work out back then. Why would it work out now?
Right.
Right. I don't know.
Okay.
Everybody's perspective is different, so.
True. Piggyback on that. Gotta learn to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for all the past mistakes and all the past decisions that you make, and they don't define you either.
If you dwell on the problem so long,
it's gonna manifest.
Yeah, you'll never find a solution to it. So
right. Right. Okay.
That's how that go.
Okay. What you got? You got some big plans for 2020 this next year, 2022 coming up.
Inshallah,
right.
God willing. I got a lot of things that I'm trying to manifest into my future, but everything changes on a day to day. So sometimes you think you got something figured out, and then something else will pop into your life. And you got to kind of, deal with the adjustments of things.
Right. I hear you. For me, moving forward for going into this next year, mentally, I want to level up. I want to financially level up. I want to, like you said, let go all the baggage and all the past stuff that's not gonna hold me in the future. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us, even myself, we get stuck in what happens or where we at, and then we don't know how to maneuver past that. So for me, next year, the rest of this year, I'm just trying to focus on myself, focus on my lifestyle, and just level up. That's it, just level up. I want to talk about, for number one, first, I want to just thank everybody for supporting me, supporting this podcast. So for the past, it's been a year. I just hit an anniversary with this podcast. So definitely want to appreciate everybody that's definitely been coming to the show, coming in, doing the guests, supporting me, promoting the guests I've had so far throughout this past year. So I just thank you, everybody, for the support. I have so many ideas I want to bring to this platform. Got to give myself some time to revamp for you guys, where I can just show out and just do better for this platform.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I want to talk about. My computer. Man, my bad. I want to talk about closure. That's something that's been on my mind a little bit, or for a while. Closure is
important. I feel like it's important for you.
Right, it is important. Closure. Okay, in my opinion, closure is inside work. It's not. You can't get that from nobody else. You can, but you got to give it to yourself. And so I think a lot of people nowadays are looking for closure from others, exes, things like that, but they can't give you that answer. They can, but it's not.
You can only give yourself that answer.
Right. Yeah. So without that closure, you stuck in the past, still stuck in the what ifs, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and all that stuff. My view on it is that give it to yourself. I'm still trying to figure out, kind of in my mind, okay, this is what happened. I can't change it. Or this is where I'm at in life. I just got to just accept, make peace with the peace. There we go. Make peace with the peace. So whatever happens, you just can't change the outcome. You just got to take the responsibility and the accountability for what's going on and just go from there. But give me your thoughts a little bit on some closure. How have you had an experience where you had to?
I feel like my peace of mind is the most important thing to me. So closure, it falls in line with that, because sometimes you got to learn when is the expiration date for certain things and certain people and certain phases of your life. So I guess that's what closure is to me. I just gotta get rid of
the baggage, extra baggage and stuff.
Focus on what's focus on today,
right,
and the future and what's to come.
Right, because without that closure, you still kind of stuck in that what happened or wherever you at, and it's just gonna hold you. Well, I'm learning like it will hold you back from moving forward. So like,
absolutely,
example with this, like this platform, I had ideas and things like that, but then sometimes things change and you got to maneuver through.
Yeah, you got to make adjustments in order for you
this gonna happen. Yeah, this gonna happen. All right, let me go this direction. All right, this direction don't happen. All right, let me go this, like plan A, plan B, plan C. Yeah. I talk about forgiving yourself, and that's just key. Period. That's key. Period. I'm human. You human. We all make mistakes. We not defined by our mistakes. You just gotta learn from that. Yeah. I know I spoke on that. Getting in your own way, as in, example, getting in your own way, as in, I know something's toxic, but I'm still enable that behavior. I'm still stick in that situation, and nothing changes.
I mean, it all comes back to do you want to do better for yourself? So if you do the same thing and you expect different results, that's like you should go see a psychiatrist.
Right, and they say something
because nothing's ever gonna change if you don't make changes for your life.
Right,
in your life, it only changes when you change.
Right. Something I saw online is that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over
expecting
and over
different results.
Right, exactly. And as a society, I feel like we so used to our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And we don't want to branch out or do something different, something that scares us. So a lot of people stay stagnant, and then there's people that level up in different ways. So getting out of your own way is always like the move, because I fuck up myself something. Most of my situations I've added on me, not even nobody else. It's like, okay.
Yeah, because you could be your own best friend and you could be your own worst enemy.
Worst enemy, right. That's one thing. Like, most of us is our worst enemies most of the time. So
me.
That's all of us. That's all of us. But the real thing is that, you know what? You can take accountability, be like, you know what? I fucked up. I'm just going to take
as long as you're aware of the situation, you can work on it. If you're not aware of it, then that's when you get in the way of yourself.
Right.
Going back to that.
Right. Piggyback on that. How to officially let go of things.
I mean, I have my biggest problem. I think it has to be with the fact that I give people way too many chances. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at the good in people.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's my biggest. That's a big flaw for me.
Try to look at the good people, but remember, not everybody has the same heart as you. Has the same mindset.
Because nobody's gonna be the way you are to them. They're not gonna be the same towards you.
Exactly. What I'm working right now, letting things go, is like forgiveness. I said that. Just like changing my behavior, changing my mindset, and try to look at things. It's all of our thoughts. It's all started up here.
Because it all starts with you. You are the foundation to the empire that you want to build for yourself.
Letting go also means to like just let things be. Like I said, make peace with the peace. So as in, if it's circumstance, situation,
you got to make peace with yourself though.
That too. Make peace with yourself, make peace with the situation, make peace with the other person or such circumstance or whatever. But it's just, okay, I give up. White flag, red flag, whatever. I can't change it. White flag.
White flag.
Right.
White flag is
I can't change it. Go from there. And I'm struggling with letting go. I have a tendency to hold grudges, and I gotta like chill with that, because that's only holding myself back. And it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. Some people it's like, okay, whatever, brush it off. But some people have to like process and be like, you know what, this affected me. Instead of holding on to that bitterness, because let me bring that up: bitterness, resentment, hatred, all that stuff.
You gotta love yourself, man. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's all. It all
pretty
comes
much.
down to loving yourself. You love you, everything else will fall into place. Because when you love yourself, you know the good gravitates towards you.
Right.
It gravitates towards you. You know, you do good, you get good back.
Letting go means loving yourself. Pretty much loving
Absolutely.
yourself. That's pretty much what it
Absolutely.
equals, loving yourself. Right. Now, red flags, and this is what I want to talk about. So, red flags in any circumstance, mostly dating. But like, what are some? Start off. What are some red flag deal breakers for you? Like,
red
you
flags
see,
is
more
just,
red flags.
I mean, to me, is a lack of ambition. I guess.
Right.
Lack of ambition is the biggest red flag to me. Like, if you don't want to do good for yourself, if you don't want to help yourself, why should I want to help you?
Right.
I can't build with somebody that's not even trying to build. You just basically letting me build so that you be a part of that. But, you know, you should want something good for yourself. You know, in general, as a whole, you should always want good for yourself.
For yourself, right.
You know, because you can't do for others if you don't do for yourself.
Right. I agree with you. I put down lack of personality. So meaning like no solid sense of who you are. Very chameleon like, as in like you blend in, but you don't know how to be like it's hard for you to be yourself. Yeah.
It's hard for you to be it's hard for you to be you.
We live in a generation of copycats. I'm sorry I'm gonna say that.
Yeah,
but
mimicking.
Yeah, like
people follow brands, people follow trends and stuff like that. Nobody thinks outside the box. A majority of people don't think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? They see somebody wearing something, they want to wear it too. And like I just like wearing whatever I feel like. Right. Yeah, whatever I feel like is nice to me. Like, I'm not gonna go cop me a BMW because everybody got me a BMW. You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go cop me an Audi because everybody got an Audi. You know, it's other nice cars out there. You know, I'm not gonna go buy Nike because everybody wear Nike. If I like it, I'm gonna buy it.
Right.
You know, it's whatever's appealing to you. It also comes down to like your lifestyle. Your lifestyle. It's the same in your lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You should want to do what you want to do for you. Whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you smile every day.
Right. I agree. Also, I put down no direction. No direction as in like no goal in life. You said ambition, but more like just some people wake up and they're just like, okay, what's today gonna bring?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I get it, but like as
some people wake up and it's like
goals. Yeah. Like, what are your goals? What are you?
I got certain people on like that that I see on like even my timeline sometimes. And they just wake up, they get like, you know, they're like, oh, I'm about to smoke, I'm about to go to work. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, it's nothing. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is that, you know, it's a lot of other things that you can incorporate into your life, you know, to make, you know, your life more better and more appealing to you. And, you know, you can smile without certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people looking for validation through other social media, not themselves.
That's what it is, social media.
Like, oh, I got it. Let me post this picture. Let me put all the hashtags on it, and then I'll feel better about myself.
Yeah.
I know I spoke on this multiple times, but I see it all the time. People just looking for external validation. Another one, lack of communication. I feel like it's another red flag, or just period. If I can't communicate with you.
How do you define communication, though?
Communication meaning like I'm upset with you, you upset with me. Instead of shutting down or not talking about it, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Or on the table or whatever. And your needs.
Communication is also, to me, is like, you know, let's talk to each other, but let's talk to each other in a, you know, certain tone and a certain
and a respectful
vibe.
tone.
Yeah,
you hear me, I hear you. Instead of a lot of people want to be right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because everybody's not right all the time.
Exactly. Lack of communication, lack of compromise.
Yeah,
I want to bring that up too. Lack of compromise.
I feel like if someone can't compromise with you, then they don't have that type of respect for you.
Respect, right? Compromise meaning like, okay, I don't agree with you, but let's find middle ground. You know what I mean? Or like we got to make a decision, and it's like, okay, I know you want to do this, but let's do that. Like that's how relationships work, or that's how healthy relationships work out. When it's not just your way, my way. It's only me. Lack of communication, lack of compromise, and let me say one last one. I said the ambition, said the goals. For me, a red flag would be someone that is has a lot of a lot of baggage, like friends and exes, kind of like. I know I spoke on this before, but like someone that
somebody just said lack of accountability. That
okay,
is definitely
accountability.
True.
I think that kind of goes into maybe compromise, maybe, but that's a good point.
Lack of boundaries. Ooh.
Okay, all right.
I see.
Let's bring them on. But you know what? It's so true. Lack of boundaries, lack of accountability, lack of courage, strength, assertiveness, like, you know, just standing up for yourself. That kind of goes into boundaries. Yeah. Okay. You know, the list can go on with that. This is just top of my head. But for the most part, all of this.
I see you. Morals.
Okay.
Morals.
Somebody went through it, I guess.
Nah, I mean, you know what?
True.
That's actually something that, you know, it should be generalized because, I mean, look, if you, I mean,
normalized.
If you don't, because I mean, you know, some people don't set boundaries for themselves. Like I've been in situations where even myself, like I've become my own worst enemy.
Right.
I don't set certain boundaries, and I let people just like you know what it is I am so used to who the idea of who they once were that I don't realize who they are now. I don't accept the fact that, you know what, they never changed in the first place.
That's true.
If you don't change, it's like, you know what, it's like, it's a matter of like...
Just don't change. Like,
why would I want to be a part of your life if you don't want to...
You want to stay at the same comfort zone. Don't go like, I'm okay here. I don't want to branch out. I don't want to learn. I don't want to level up. I just want to... I'm good with my comfort zone. Yeah, you got to stay away from the people like that.
Prioritizing. You don't have no priorities for yourself.
I just thought of a last one. Lack of self-control. So, like, self-control as in... Okay, this might go into cheating and stuff like that, but like self-control can mean like, okay, right from wrong, integrity, things like that. A lot of us deal with this, but like self-control as in like I know this is wrong, but I'm not gonna do it because I have integrity and I have morals, and you know what I'm saying, like that. Or self-control mean like I have urges. We all got urges, sexual urges, and even though I'm feeling some type of way, I'm not going to cross that boundary. Things like that, and just in general, just like temper could be anger. Some people got anger management issues, and that's all. Self-control it's a big spectrum. But I just thought about that lack of self-control, but that's pretty good. Lack of ambition, lack of personality, lack of direction, lack of morals, lack of compromise. Okay.
We appreciate you.
Right. Thank you for that. Can you be friends with someone without having a sexual attraction? What's your...
In what sense? I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's in a general sense, yeah. In a general sense, yeah. But to kind of elaborate... be friends with someone
like can I be friends with a girl if I got a girl? Like in that sense?
Okay. In that perspective,
I'm gonna say yes because you have to set those boundaries. You got to set those things for yourself. Like you have to like
friend. Okay, let's go back to the definition of friends. I don't think a lot of people don't know what the real definition of friends is. Friends benefits, friends what you can do for me, like what can I get out of you? So I feel like a lot of people should question, okay, what's friends? And then so example, you with somebody and you friends with another somebody, it just depends, like what's your intentions with your friend compared to your girlfriend. You get what I'm saying? I mean this is a real
if you're my friend,
question.
If you're my friend,
yeah.
If you're my friend, and you're you're a female, you're my friend. I'm not gonna cross those boundaries because I'm gonna have that type of respect for you. You're my friend.
You don't look them in no sexual way.
There's a lot of girls that I know that are my friend that I don't look at them in that way. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they're not beautiful or nothing. It's just the fact that sometimes you don't want to damage that relationship, that friendship.
Right.
I don't want to, let's get into the sexual urges and then we have somebody catches feelings or something and you know what I'm saying. I'd rather just let's be friends. Let's continue being friends because I don't want to damage that. And
right.
Later on, we can't be friends now.
Right.
And you know, to be a friend, you kind of like, you know, that's a strong word for me.
Right. For me, I was going to say that's...
You know what I'm saying? I don't just keep anybody around me. You get what I'm saying? Like, anybody that see me.
Throwing friend, that a lot of people throw that word out. I feel like they my friend, they my friend, they my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, there's acquaintances, there's friends, there's associates, right?
Yeah, there's colleagues, there's all type of...
different levels of that. I get you. A
friend to me is somebody that you can call whenever you need them.
And have something, right.
Whenever you need them. No matter what it is, like whenever you need them, that's a friend.
I want to normalize, or I love to say this word, normalize being friends before the relationship, like having a friendship, creating a friendship before the relationship. I don't think a lot of people, even myself, I can admit, like jumping into relationships, we just jump into them. We all get sexual, we get close and all that, but we don't build a friendship, a solid friendship, without the attraction.
And then you end up in a relationship with somebody that
not even really supposed to, or you find out I don't even like you like that, or
I don't even like you like that.
We're not compatible or something like that. So, but if if people was more start off as friends, which I'm learning too, because like we see somebody, we want to be with them. We don't think about...
It's a physical thing.
Yeah,
first. I feel like you're physically attracted to this person, and then you're physically attracted to this person, and then you build a relationship on the physical attraction,
right?
Instead of building
what you
on
see.
a characteristic side,
right?
And then you wonder why that relationship didn't last,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Opposed to when you build with somebody that's your friend, and you know your boundaries, what's your what's a better way to say
boundaries, compatibility, like interests, similar interests, chemistry. No, you're right. Because a lot of people, something else I read, a lot of people have chemistry, but they're not compatible. You get what I'm saying? So I can be having a lot of stuff in common with you or similarities, but our values and morals might be like, I might be more monogamous. Like I don't cheat. I don't be talking to nobody. And they be like, no, I'm just being nice. Okay, well, you don't respect or don't value what I'm value, so it's okay. We still can be cool, but you get what I'm saying?
We can't be in a relationship
in that way, right? Because that's a lot of people find that out later. It's called infatuation when you so focused and so wrapped up in a person.
Lust.
Lust. Excuse me.
That's what it's called.
Yes, if you let's go on a higher level of thinking. Lust. We so attracted to like, oh, I like this, oh, they look good or whatever. They my type, fantasy, really a fantasy. But
it'd be a fantasy.
Yeah,
it really do be a
fantasy.
And sometimes you're like, damn, this girl's beautiful and blah, blah, and then it's like,
you find out
after, she's a total bozo.
After 3 months, I think they say 90 days. It takes 90 days, which is like 3 months of. That's when that mask falls off for people.
Yeah.
After that, then you start seeing the real character when they get. If you can't see somebody when they get upset, how to handle problems, stress, not just the good times, the bad. You need to see that. Then you make Then you can make the conscious decision. Like, okay, this person, they handle themselves right or they don't. And so that's where the friendship comes in. You get what I'm saying? So please let's normalize in this generation, y'all, that friendship, like. You can be friends with somebody without having sexual attraction and then go from there. It's like, you know what? Okay, besides the physical, I'm attracted to their character. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, to me, I feel like when you're attracted to somebody's character, that's when you really, really can build
and bond. Right, because I can appreciate you for your character, not just how you look. Right. And that's, like you see, that's a fine line.
Somebody that's gonna pick me up when I'm not feeling myself,
and
that one day,
vice versa, back and forth, right?
Vice versa, absolutely.
Equal reciprocity. That's what it's called. Next one: Can you build with someone from scratch, or do you look for someone on your own level?
I feel like I can build with somebody from scratch, but as soon as I start feeling like you're being lazy, it's like now I gotta.
What's scratch?
Like sometimes people have this
like broke.
Some people, sometimes you might deal with somebody that's broke at the moment, and then it's like they're only broke because they went through something in life. You know what I'm saying? A hardship, some type of hardship. But then if you're helping them build and they start building, themselves, then you can be with that person. But then it's like if you're trying to help build somebody, right, and then that person is like being lazy and trying to leech off you, then it's kind of like I kind of gotta let you just go, man.
Right.
You just gotta be go ahead. Like,
Right. No, I agree with you. Building from scratch, and I'm out of experience. I don't want to have to build to nobody up to when they say, okay, so when you say on your level, like I want to be with someone that's intellectually like we on our own separate. We on a separate. We're not trying to be the same, but like we on our own separate level. But we grown and we helping each other,
and we could build a conversation past what you're doing.
Right. I don't like what you doing all the time. What you doing, and the conversation be very dry or be very like simple. Like I don't want to talk about. Okay, for me, I try not to be a shallow person.
Look, I heard this saying, right? Let me just say this before I forget it. 2 dead batteries can't start a car.
That's right. And you can't run a car without no gas either.
Exactly.
Like in one, right.
Yeah.
It's gonna
so, I mean, you know, it's like we got to be able to...
intellectually...
Has to be even exchange building from scratch or not effort-wise. Money isn't everything. Money isn't everything.
No, it's not.
Money is not everything.
That's another thing.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people think that because I have money, it doesn't make me a loser. You're still a loser. You just have money.
You just have money. And it's a lot of people. There's a lot of millions.
Because like I've been broke before, and it didn't change my character. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been there, so it's like, you know, effort. Absolutely, effort is everything.
Building from scratch, or somebody, I don't even say scratch, but someone that's not stable yet. I guess that's better to say. Someone that's not stable yet compared to somebody that's more established.
To me, I feel like, you know, in this generation, like from like what I've seen so far, like some people are just trying to like, so a lot of people are like looking for handouts. A lot of people are looking for, let me get with this, you know, this person because they gonna help me, you know, elevate. But what happens when that person is no longer there?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? When that person is no longer there, how are you gonna, you know, be able to elevate yourself?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to take care of you, you know, in order to take care of anything outside of you.
Right.
So,
right. I agree to that. Do you and your spouse have to live the same lifestyle for it to work, in order for it to work? So as in,
I feel like, for example, if you go to the club but I don't go to the club, like, how would that work?
Okay. That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
Like, how would that wouldn't work at all? If I do drugs and you don't do drugs, how would that work?
How would that work? Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's going to be an imbalance between all
right.
That.
Right.
So I feel like you should be able to, you know, you should meet in the middle. Meet in the, you know, like be able to, like you said before, compromise. Like I'm not gonna be in your life if I'm gonna, you know, take away from what you got going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree to that too, because like I'm thinking to myself, introverted versus extroverted. So like for me, I'm more introverted. Some people are more extroverted, so they like to go out all the time. Well, majority of the time, be social. For me, I just chill at home, do my vibes that way. And so I'm not saying that can't work, but it's gonna be harder to connect like on the same level.
Somebody that's always outside and
just like they want to be home. Most extroverted people don't really want to be home too much, or they just stay busy. And so, I mean, like me, I can kind of like chill, stay home.
Me, I really feel like it just depends on the vibe.
It depends on the vibe, right?
Like, I'm not gonna be home all the time, but I'm not gonna be outside all the time either.
Right. You gotta have a balance. Number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another part of like lifestyle could be like
your lifestyle.
Career.
Your lifestyle will become unmanageable if you don't have a balance.
A balance, right? A career could also add to this, as in like, one person might be CEO or whatever, and the other person might work at McDonald's. I'm just throwing things out there. Now, we are not defined by what we do. We do got to make a living for ourselves, but it is more up here in character and mentality. Somebody can be a CEO of Sony or something, and they could be attracted to somebody that works in the drive-thru. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think you guys have to be on the same, like, okay, you CEO, I'm CEO.
No,
I work
McDonald's.
I work at Burger
I'm
King.
not saying it doesn't. It just helps everything
better to be right.
You know
right.
What I'm saying?
I agree. Soulmates. How do you know when you found your soulmate? I don't even like that, to be honest with you. I don't even like that word anymore.
What, soulmate?
Soulmate. At first, I was like, oh yeah. I mean, growing up, that fantasy of whatever. Like you meet your soulmate or
somebody
like
that
twin flame.
Somebody that brings a spark to your life.
Spark. I mean, but to be honest with you,
somebody that wants me to do better for myself, even though I'm already doing good.
Yeah. Soulmate. I know you hear twin flame is the other word for that, but I don't even believe in that either. To be honest with you, well, right now, no. But soulmate, anybody like just go back to the whole friends conversation. I might in the beginning, okay, lust, attracted to you and all that stuff, but then how am I gonna know you my soulmate if I'm not like your friend or like build a bond like friendship wise first? I don't think you can find your soulmate through the external, like looking on the outside. I can't tell, like you look good on the outside, but I can't say, oh, you my soulmate just because you look good. I need to know what's in here.
Yeah, what's in your heart. Absolutely.
So when they say, oh, how do you know you find your soulmate?
That's why you should always try to be like friends
bond,
first.
Right? A healthy relationship requires. But soulmates, I feel like kind of it's a myth. Like I feel like closure is a myth. That's internal. Soulmate, it more, in my opinion, is like you'll feel it, you'll know it.
Going in
somebody in feeling away.
Trauma bonds are more common. Can you elaborate?
Trauma bond.
Can you elaborate on trauma bonds?
I can elaborate real quick.
Yeah, please.
Trauma. So I was reading this. Trauma bonding pretty much is when it's a toxic part of a toxic relationship.
Yeah,
when you
toxic.
Right. When it's part of like it's so much going on.
I see.
It's so much going on with the two people and cheating, lying, drama, fight. It can be whatever. But y'all still are connected. But it's a lot of stuff going on, but nobody wants to let go or like separate themselves for the better. So after the relation or the connection is pretty much fizzling out,
that's Wendy.
You can let go or you can't let go, and it's like you still think about that person, you miss something like that, but you know it's not
childhood
good.
Wounds,
it's trauma bonding. Pretty much starts from childhood wounds, abandonment, attachment. You know this person is not good for you, but you still stay connected. That's trauma bonding, pretty much. As in this person cheats on me, but I'm gonna stay with them. That's trauma bonding.
Yeah, nah, I'm not with that.
That's an example. There's other things. This person abuses.
I'm good off that, man.
This person abuses you, but I'm still with them.
I can't like
emotionally.
I would never like. I don't like. I feel like if you're gonna cheat, it's like, what's the point of being in that relationship? I'm not gonna cheat on you. Like I'm not gonna. I don't do the cheating shit. So if you cheat on me, it's we
done.
Yeah, we done. We good. Like, you've been tampered with.
But some people don't believe that. Some people have their own beliefs about that. But that's a whole different conversation when it comes to cheating. But no, trauma bonding. I'm glad they brought that up. That's a real. It just comes from toxic relationships.
She's elaborating a little bit more.
When you guys can't let each other go, you're not good for each other, but you can't let each other go. That's trauma bonding.
I just noticed who this was too.
Who your peoples? She going in. They going in. They got the comments. We should have did a Q&A. We should have did a live Q&A. Bring some topics in. But
oh man,
boundaries. When do you set boundaries for yourself? When do you set boundaries for yourself? Number one, boundaries is like, this bothered me, so ABC. You know what I mean? As in no, saying no, or this don't work for me. That's boundaries. But I think a lot of people struggle with that. Like a lot of people walk all over them, and things happen. Like, okay, go back to the whole cheating thing. Like some people stay with the cheater, some people liars, whatever, abusives, whatever. But setting boundaries for yourself, it repels all the negative people and friends too. To go back with friends, because you talking about handout. People free handout or always need something from you. That's setting leeching. That's what that's leeching off of each other. That's the boundary. Is I'm good, or I don't got it, or not even like I don't got it. Like I'm not gonna give it to you. Well, that's a boundary right there. But for some people, they don't want to. A lot of people want to people please and want to like not start a problem. Like, oh, I don't want them not to like me or to be my cool.
I want to elaborate on the people please.
People pleasing part.
I was like, I don't know what it was with me, but I did a lot of people pleasing,
and because it makes us feel better.
But that didn't work out for me because like the people take advantage of people like that.
Right, they take advantage and stuff, and I agree, but that's boundaries, the morals, the values. when you love yourself, you have better boundaries.
Absolutely.
I grew up not having boundaries.
Me too.
I mean, I think a lot of people do, but it's sad.
I feel like I let a lot of people into my life that weren't supposed to
be there. Oh, that's the tweet right there. Because but no, a lot of people, even with me, a lot of people came into my life where I should, in the beginning, should have been like, nah. I don't think that's gonna work. But being nice, trying to be, I think a lot of people, or for me, I give people the benefit of the doubt too much, like way too much. Like I already see that this person.
Me too.
Benefit of the doubt, like, oh, they're not gonna do me like that. They're not gonna do me like that, or
and then they do you
like that, and then it's like, damn, like I feel some type of way, but like I should have had that boundary and be like, nah, like I'm good, but go back to people pleasing, trying to be the peacemaker. I'm through doing the peacemaker. I'm sorry, I can't do that no more.
Yeah,
like,
me neither. I can't.
Yeah, at first I was like,
I'm not even gonna do it no more. Like to me, for me, it's like it's pretty much over.
I used to pick up friends, take them to school, take them to their mom, take them and then I realized they would only hit me up. Oh, I need a ride.
When they need you to
do that. In the moment, I'm thinking I'm just being a friend, but nah, it was like they leasing off.
A taxi,
right? A Uber, a taxi. This is not. This is not.
I feel you.
You get what I'm saying? But over time, it's sad. Sometimes you got to learn the hard way, and you learn it through like experience. As in, all right, somebody took advantage of my kindness, so I'm not. You still can be kind, still can be generous and all that stuff, but you gotta put boundaries. Be like, nah, like friendship don't run on gas, or gas don't run on friendship, things like that. But I think boundaries is an ongoing life thing. I think that's just like a lesson you just gotta keep learning for yourself. Should you go into a relationship if you don't bring anything to it? That's a good one. I like. If you and I can piggyback off of that real quick. Do not waste nobody else's time or get into a relationship if you cannot bring any value to that relationship. As in, like we talk about uplifting, positivity, growth, not negativity, not drama, like a lot of other stuff. If you're not stable within yourself and not at the right place, it's best for you not to be to try to involve somebody else in your life too, because your dysfunction is going to add to my dysfunction, and that's where toxic relationships happen. I've had situations in the past where I feel like I was given 100%, 90%, 80%, and they was given 30%. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm going to be loving, I'm going to be supportive, I'm going to be loyal. But in their defense, like it was more given, it was more take than give. A relationship has a balance of give and take. Yeah. So when you start, eventually you can start. This is where the narcissistic energy comes in. But when you feel like I'm just giving, you don't give nothing back to me. It's not like I want anything. It's not like I want money, but like the energy, the respect, the honesty, like. If you can't give that, then you need to be single and then do what you do. And I'm going to give it to a person or give it to somebody that's deserving and, like, respects my efforts. So, mentally, if you're not ready to be in a relationship, don't get into it. If you want to cheat, if you want to be promiscuous and be out here, you're not ready for a relationship. Financial-wise, you need to be stable. I'll say be stable on a financial note. But if you got this baggage, period, this just to finalize this, if you got baggage, period, you just don't need to be dating. A lot of we all just need to be focused on ourselves. Have you ever noticed a lot of people get married, a lot of people date or get married so quick, like they together like 3 months and then they get married? To me, that's sketch because I feel like these marriage, like some people can't even get past a year, but. I see a lot of people just meeting each other and then they get married and then they have kids and then it's just like they break up like the next couple of months after that. I just feel like it's if the relationship or the bond, whatever, be mindful of the ones that jump into I love yous after 2 weeks type of stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like those people try to hide something. It's called love bombing. Love bombing pretty much is when I'm throwing it on hot and heavy in the beginning, trying to get you to lure you in, to like you and all this other stuff. And then, like I said, later down the road, you see their real character and stuff. So let me not go on that whole tangent because that's a whole different thing. But yes, work on yourself before you jump into something. With which goes into, and this is just in general. We just kind of just talking today, venting. This is a venting episode, but working on yourself, bettering yourself. Some things I realized I'm learning to journal and write now. Trying to do. I'm not even a writer. I don't write. I never liked essays and all that stuff. That shit stresses me out. But I'm learning to like write my thoughts, write what's going on, what's in my head. Because when you get that on paper and visualize it, you can see it for what it is. And that's a form of working on yourself. Just writing, expressing yourself. What else? Exercise, get active. They say like at least 30 minutes a day, and I'm not the best with it. 30 minutes a day, get some exercise. People go to the gym. Some people hike. Some people, do stuff in the house. And I know with COVID and everything, it's kind of hard to get out, but staying active is another way to work on yourself because it releases those endorphins, which is like feel good. Feel better instead of being depressed. Like if you're feeling bad or feeling down. Find a hobby. Right. Find a hobby. Next one, go into it. Find a hobby. Find a passion that you like to do. Some people's passions are. That's another part. Some people don't have passions. I realize that they just social media or just on the phone a lot. But passions can be like rocket writing, podcasting, video games. Okay, so I like video games.
Video games.
Things like that. Some people like sports. Some people like sports, animals.
You could get into a show. You could
things like that. Real quick, another thing, volunteering. I was thinking about this, but like, especially with the holidays coming up, it's good to. The best way to help yourself grow is to help others without trying to ask for it back. So the holiday season coming up, a lot of people. Thanksgiving don't have nothing to eat. Christmas, some people don't get gifts and things like our kids, stuff like that. Donate, volunteer. I'm even thinking about going to an animal. I love animals, so I like an animal shelter, things like that. Like for some reason I like horses a lot. For some reason, I like horses, and so I mean they don't have horse. I don't think they have a horse shelter, but things like that. That when you kind of focus outside of yourself, you're working on yourself instead of trying to like this self. What's that word?
Self-preservation.
Self-preservation, almost like a lot of people are doing stuff. What benefits them? What can you do for me? They live life leeching from others, and it's more like give back, like donate some clothes. Like I said, volunteer. I'm not really big on the senior citizen center like that, or nursing home. I'm not big on like nursing, but somebody was like, you should go to the nursing home, and I'm like,
I would probably like do stuff for like the homeless
people, and then there's animal shelters and stuff. But just paying it forward. There we go. That's the word. Paying it forward. That's kind of how you build up your self-work and your just yourself in general.
Yeah.
And just yourself in general. Speaking of the holidays, we got what? I don't consider Halloween fully a holiday, but Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving and Christmas, period. But Thanksgiving is a time around that time, or this holiday time in general is the time to just reflect on the year, reflect on yourself, your family, your people that's around you. So I hope that our generation in society, especially with this whole pandemic thing, that we're more grateful for what's here than what's not. I feel like a lot of people just I want more. Like we live in such a selfish generation that we want more than what we're able to give sometimes. So I hope that the holidays remind people to be grateful for what's here. Love yourself. I mean, that's always going to be a consistent thing. Love yourself. Work on yourself. Work on your goals. Attract the right people. That's what I'm trying. For me, a personal goal for me is to attract the right things for myself instead of trying to force something to happen. The universe is going to pretty much tell you, or it's going to block it. If it's not for you, what's not for you is not going to stay.
Absolutely.
And what's for you is always going to come your way because God, universe, whoever you guys believe in, is always going to give to you instead of trying
whatever you put into this world is
it's
going to
give to you, and you're going to pay it back and pay it forward. I was talking about this. Been on my mind too. I've been talking about fatherhood a little bit.
Fatherhood in what sense?
It's fatherhood as in, okay, so example, I was talking with a friend, and so he has a son, and his baby mom's puts him in a situation where he can't see his own child, and so I guess she's feeding the child lies about him, and he feels some kind of way because he feels like I'm trying to be there for my son. She won't let me, and it makes him feel like he's not a good father. But
bitter baby mamas.
That too, bitter baby mamas. But he, from what he's saying, is that he told his son he's always gonna be there, always gonna be like if he needs him and stuff like that. But it kind of goes back to his upbringing, his childhood. He says, and I can agree too. His father wasn't really in his life like that.
Yeah.
My father, same with that. My father didn't show up the way I needed to. So for him, he's trying to show his son, I'm going to be there for you compared to what my father was. And so to speak on that, and this might be another topic for another episode, but I feel like the fathers in this generation, or excuse me, growing up, the generation that we grew up from, I feel like a lot of fathers, like we need to normalize having more fathers and men around for the kids. Because when you don't have that, when you have the absence of a father figure, it does play a part in like, just like who you are, and like for children wise, like okay, the mom's there, things like that, but like it's good to have like that sense of like courage around you, and sense of just having a strong, consistent father in your life helps you with like realizing like your self esteem and things like that. Growing up, like I wish my father would have been more active, more in my life. He wants to come in my life now, but I'm at the point now, I'm already grown. I'm already have learned. My family has helped me out. And then like this generation is so quick. We have kids back and forth, and divorces and baby mama and child support and things like that. So this will go into a whole nother topic. I'll probably do an episode on it. But what's your take real quick on like, I mean, I don't know your background too much with your father, but do you feel like your father was more involved in your life? Do you wish he was more?
I feel like fathers play a big role in who you become.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, you know, when you're in a situation where you're a father and you can't be there for your child, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually your child will have to deal with the fact that, you know, they have to deal with that type of trauma in their life later on, because like you weren't there to guide them in certain situations.
Right.
So like in my situation, like, you know, growing up, like my father was there and then he wasn't there and then he was there. So it's like, you know, it played a big impact in my life a lot. So I feel like, you know, if things were a certain way, they would have kind of, you know, my life would have been a little bit different.
More direction, more stable. Yeah, and that's kind of like the consistent theme I'm seeing. A lot of people that's like, oh, my father wasn't in my life, or they walked out, or whatever. A lot of people that have that trauma, it plays in our adulthood because I do feel like that sense of a consistent, strong father figure in your life helps you be more stable and solid on who you are.
Okay.
And vice versa with it could be like moms too. Some people were adopted. Some people, you know, it depends on the situation.
I feel like when you have both players in your life,
both.
you know, kind of like
it spans out, but not always. Because not always. Yeah, because there's a lot of families.
Sometimes you can have two messed up parents that are
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even more conflict in your life as if they weren't there in the first place.
Right.
So,
I think that's
it all goes back to like morals
and stuff.
You know, the manners you're brought up with.
Yeah. I want to be
the etiquette
for my children growing up. I want to show up for them compared to what my father did for me.
Okay.
And that's the mindset of like a lot of what I'm seeing. Some of this new generation of dads and fathers. That's like, my father wasn't shit, but I'm going to still show up for my kid. But then that's when baby mom, like, it depends on circumstance, but baby moms try to get. And I think a lot of, not trying to bash the women out here, but a lot of the baby moms, I feel like they be bitter, and they be trying to hold the kid or hostage, or like use child support and all that to like lure them in and things like that. And that's not the basis of the children need their parents. They need their parental figures, because you can't live life growing up with no type of guidance. And then the children now are using social media as their parents. They learning stuff from the media, and I just see like just an example of just a lot of that going on. But for the most part, some things to recap on real quick is just like I said, forgiving yourself, closure, the past, let that go. Lack of ambition, lack of personality, lack of direction. That's not a sign of someone that's like some red flags of going into a relationship. Getting in your own way. Real quick, getting in your own way. I know I spoke on this earlier, but I tend to self-sabotage a lot. As in, like, I know what's good for me, but then what I'm used to or what I'm like, my behavior, I'll revert back to them toxic ways. And so one thing really to walk away from is just like allow yourself to just grow in ways that's like, you know, I fucked up, or I did this behavior before, but I'm going to turn a new leaf and I'm going to do this. You know, that's challenge yourself. You know what I mean? The comfort zone. Letting go. That's an ongoing process. There's shit, trauma and shit from since birth that I gotta let go. I gotta let go of my father not being there. I gotta let go of people doing me wrong. I gotta let go of my own shit. So that's a consistent. That's always gonna be consistent. We talking about building scratch from somebody else, or building with someone from scratch. Somebody should already be on your level. Don't try to build nobody up. Don't build no woman up. Don't build no man up. They should always be on your level, or something like that. Lifestyle, we're talking about the spouse thing. No, doesn't matter. Don't have to have the same career and all that, but they mentally and character-wise, that's kind of like what matters. Soulmates, I feel like there's no such thing. You meet who you meet. You like who you like. Twin flames. You know, it just depends. It really just depends. But I don't think that a soulmate is just like one person. Like, I feel like that's how our generation looks at it. It's like it's one.
Yeah, how it's perceived.
Like it's one. Yeah, like it's just one person out here for me. That's it. No, if you do some reading, there's, to be honest, we have multiple soulmates, and soulmates don't have to be romantic. Also, they can be. It's a word I've been reading. This is called soul ties, which is like we're connected with individuals. It can be healthy and it can be toxic, but there's no such thing as one main soulmate. You can have different soulmates. So that's why I say I feel like soulmate is a myth. It's just in our minds to feel like this is the only person I can be with, or they fit this criteria. Nah, you never know who you can meet. You never know. Trauma bonding. I'm glad your people's brought that up. Just because you have chemistry with somebody don't mean that you guys are compatible. It's more the chemistry really is more toxic, and you guys don't know how to let go of that. So that's something to be mindful. Boundaries, always, and that's an ongoing process. And then for the most part, that's just pretty much like just going into this new year for the last couple of months of this year is to just really just attract better, and just to be on a more smarter wave of just taking care of yourself and things like that. I want to thank everybody for just, like I said, the support with everything, with the channel, with the podcast. I'm having some ideas I want to bring to this platform. I want to do like a more Q&As. I want to do like an emailing list to where people can email in, and I'll probably just start reading some stories, get my insight on that, because I feel like a lot of people have. It's good to kind of give insight on a lot of things. I'm not like no relationship guru or nothing like that. I do value relationships because I feel like you can learn so much from other people. Yeah. That's pretty much how the lessons work. You go through them, and you give your experience. So I kind of want to give people a lot of insight on like how to work with this and how to do that instead of trying to stay in some toxic situation. I want the best for everybody. I tell everybody, all the people that I'm with, I want everybody to win. I want I don't. I'm. Some people are kind of like haters coming off forums. You know what I mean? You know, they coming off forums like you think somebody's your friend and closer like that. But I just want everybody to win. I want everybody to just do the best that they can with what they got. Pretty much, you know, I just want to just wrap up. Is there some final words you want to say? Something that's on your mind that you just want to... This is a venting episode. We just venting. Nothing too serious.
Love yourself or nobody will.
Okay. Love yourself or nobody will. Right. That's just consistent. Yeah. That's just consistent.
I mean, you gotta love you. You love you. As soon as you start loving you, you can be, you know, you can have the option of having everybody else love you afterwards.
Right.
You know, just love. I'm gonna love me first, and then if you love me, that's cool. If you don't,
they say love me or hate me. Love me or hate me.
I'm still gonna be me.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys tuning in for this episode, and we'll check you guys out later.
Thank you for having me.
All right. No problem.